Welcome to the SolidWorks tutorial on the overview or display of SolidWorks. So when you first launch SolidWorks, you're going to see a few things like this window over here. You can do a variety of things with it that are sometimes more advanced and generally not super applicable for beginner. So you can just click out on the screen and it'll put it away. Also, here's your files and save and opens. You can do that here. You can see there's not many options until we click File New. You can also do that with that paper there. So you can start your project. We have three options here. We have a part, an assembly, and drawings. Depending on what you're doing, depends on what you need. But usually you're going to start with a part, and then if you want to take those parts and add them together, you will then open an assembly after all the parts are made. And then once you've made everything, you can start creating drawings of them. You can create drawings of parts and or assemblies. You can do both. Super handy, and you can do advanced function and do a bunch of other stuff. And you just hit OK on part. That brings you to this space right here, which will allow you to start creating the part. You can see you can do extrudes, which will make the 3D depth to your part. You can cut holes, do some revolves. You can do a bunch of things here once you have a solid, but since we don't have anything yet, we're going to start with a sketch. This brings up our different views to start a sketch on. It doesn't really matter which one you pick unless you have a preference on which part of your drawing is up and down. So we can just draw some things in here. It didn't do it. Sometimes if you open SolidWorks, this checkbox will be checked, which means if you try to exit, it's going to say it's not fully defined, which means you can still change the size of your sketches. So we're going to dimension it to what we want. Now there's several ways to change if you're inches or metric system. You just come down here and click on what you want. It's going to push you out of the sketch, but then you can go right back into it. Just click on it. You can see now we're in centimeters. And you can change dimensions anytime by double clicking them. But you can see now everything's darked out and black and you can't move it. I've also constrained my box to the origin so it doesn't move around. Say you didn't do that and you want it constrained to the origin, you can click on the origin and click on the dot and do coincident. That will bring them together. Or you can just drag it on top until it shows that little yellow sign, which means it's going to make it coincident and everything will become dark. You can exit the sketch without getting an error. If you don't like that error, just come in here. It's the options, sketch, use fully defined sketches, and turn it off. Now we have our sketch. We want to put our 3D depth to it. You're going to come over to the features toolbar and extrude boss and click on one of the lines from your sketch. You can now make it bigger by just dragging it. You can go down or up, or you can type in your dimension here and you can hit OK. Now we have our three-dimensional object, which you can rotate around by center clicking. You can zoom, or you can pan if you push center click and control. If you do shift, you zoom in and out. Now say you want to go to a specific view. Come up here and click view orientation and you can change the view that you're currently looking at. Now say we want to add some more shapes to it. We can do fillets and chamfers. You just click on the surface or edge that you want it to chamfer and it will then put the chamfer on, or fill it based on whatever you put. You can also right click it and edit feature and make it smaller if your fills and chamfers are too big, or you decide later that you want a different design. It's really handy that this way. You can also do that with the sketch. Right click it, edit sketch, change the dimensions. Hit OK, exit sketch, it'll automatically update for you. Now say we want to put a hole in, we just use the extrude cut, and then we can put whatever shapes we want in here. We can even do a line, just randomly draw something. Now this, what I just did, is going to create issues since it's not connected, so I'm just going to bring it down. And you can choose how far you want it to extrude. You can do part way, all the way. I'm just going to do through all. And there you are. You have now a part that's been cut. That's the end of this basics on SolidWorks.